What's going on? It's Mr. Jim. Hope you're doing well, staying happy and healthy, being kind to yourself and to others. And you see it in the title. Today is just basic music concepts, all in a nutshell. Now, these are very basic concepts that we have cool visuals for, so we wanted to share them with you. These could be sharps and flats. This could be learning whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. This could be the learning a major scale in C major, and then kind of learning what a whole note, a half note, quarter note, and an eighth note actually look like on a music staff. There's a bass clef and a treble clef. We're not going to get into that at all today. You just want to do some really basic things, even more basic than learning about the bass clef and the treble clef. So first and foremost, let us go over what a sharp and a flat note is on the piano. Now I got my piano behind me, and basically all you're going to have to know is that a sharp and a flat note is any black key that's on the piano. On a normal piano, you got white keys and you got black keys. So we're going to bring this over really quickly. Right? We got white and black. So the white keys are all the major and minor notes, and the black keys are the sharps and flats. Super cool. So this is what it looks like. Here is what a sharp note looks like right here. The sharp. What does that look like to you? You might have guessed it. It looks like the Twitter symbol, the hashtag, right? Maybe you use it on Instagram or Twitter, or the pound sign, or maybe a little tic-tac-toe area, right? All of that means is that it's a sharp note. It's a note that's above the major or minor note. So if you have C sharp, it's the note up, the black note above C. So you would play that, for instance, right? And it depends on what key a song is in that will determine if it's going to be sharp or flat. But for today, we're just going to worry about just looking at the symbol. And this is what a flat note looks like. It looks like a lowercase b, right? And that's the same idea. It's the note that is going to be before the note that you want to play. So if you have the G major, a G flat would be the note that's above G major to the left of it, right before it. So that could be a G flat or an F sharp. Depends on what key the song is in will determine what we would actually call it. So really, really fun stuff when you think of it like that. And so remember, the hashtag, the tic-tac-toe, or the pound sign on your phone will look like this, right? And the flat looks like this. And they're both the black keys. Either this is going to be the note after you want to play. Like, so if it's C major, you go above and to the right to play C sharp. On a flat, if you're playing G major, you would go above and to the left to see it be G flat. Very cool. So that's sharps and flats in a nutshell. All right. Next one. Oh, super cool. The major scale. This can work in any key that you want your song to be in, but this one looks like it's in the key of C. We labeled it, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And that's from a low C right here to a high C, low to a high C. And you see how it builds up, and it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which is from the song Do, re, mi, and from The Sound of Music. So it's a kind of a nice little way to visualize that. And that can work in any key. You can move that, and it would start on a D down here, and then you would move it up all the way to the next octave with the different notes that would fall in that key. But for this one, it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So let's try that with me. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Or C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Very cool. So that is the major scale, what it kind of looks like, sort of stepping up on a ladder from low C to high C. And I'm not talking about the juice drink. From C to shining C, right? That's what we got here. All right, so that's our major scale. Next, we're going to learn what these notes look like. Some of these musical notes look like on a bass clef or a treble clef. So a whole note, very interesting. Looks like this. It's like a big circle. It makes it a whole note. Pretty simple, right? When you have a half note, that means it's a note that's not played the entire time, right? A half note. It looks like the letter D almost, right? It's like that half circle kind of written. Well, it's a circle kind of tilted to the right a little bit and with a line above it. So it makes it D. A quarter note we have here, right? played fairly fast. And it's a D with the circle filled in, right? And an eighth note we have here. The eighth note looks like a quarter note, and it's just added a fun little bottom squiggly down there, right? That's how you can remember it. So a whole note, big circle for the whole note. Half note would make it sort of like the circle sort of tilted to the side with the line above it to make it look like a D. The quarter note looks like a little bit, it looks like a half note, but with the circle filled in. And an eighth note is like a quarter note, and then a fun little added flair to it at the end. And then we can get more further into the 16th notes and 32nd notes. Basically, these notes continue to move faster and faster. So the higher the number of the note, the faster you're going to be playing. Really cool. And here's what it would look like visually on the sheet, right? Whole note, half note. We make 2 half notes to make a whole note, right? 4 quarter notes, 8 eighth notes, and 16th notes. That means it's really fast, right? Really fast. 16th notes add that little, it makes it almost look like a flag on the bottom of it. This is like kind of completing the flag. This kind of completes the flag element to it. You see that? After you have the D filled in the circle with the line right above it. Very cool. So this is what the whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note. And I'm going to give an example of what that will be just by using hand claps. So here's a whole note. A half note. A quarter note. An eighth note. A 16th note. And a 32nd note. Basically, all those notes happened in the same exact time, except when you move faster, when you get the numbers higher and you move faster, it seems like those notes are happening in a longer period of time, but they're actually happening in the same amount of time as a whole note, a half note, a quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, 32nd note. Really fast. It's really hard to clap that fast. Whew, works your arms and your wrists. All right, good stuff. So that's what we got for you today. We want to make sure we review really quickly. Sharps and flats. A C major scale. Feel free to take a picture of these and keep them for yourself. What whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and eighth notes look like on a bass or treble clef. What they look like visually here, a whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, and we didn't get to it on this sheet, but we went to 32nd notes as well. Just something fun to look at for us here. Look at this potpourri of fun visuals. Gotta love it. Awesome stuff. Thanks so much for tuning in on these basic ideas about music that you can apply to any instrument. And we used the piano a little bit today to sort of give those as models and as an idea for you to really gravitate towards playing and kind of knowing what these look like, right? On a particular instrument. You can put this for the drums, you can put this for the guitar, any instrument. All is good. Thanks so much for tuning in on this basic elementary music education session today. Peace, thumbs up, A-OK, cowabunga, rock and roll, and of course, love to you. Have a good one. Who knows what we're going to do next? You got to keep tuning in to see. Bye-bye.